all on live right now. Of course, we've got a very small show, but let me tell you, the things that are happening during this show, you're not going to believe it. Hup, check it out. Hup, feel it. Hup, here we go. Check it out, man. Hup, here we go. Hey! The cup of life, this is the one. Now is the time, don't ever stop. We should've known, gotta be strong. We should've known, right from the top. And when you feel the heat, the world is at your feet. No one can hold you back if you really like an Olympic, you're lucky. I see it in your eyes, you want the cup of life. Night the days, here you go, Morton Excelsior, you're gonna win this week. Let's all party for them. Look at the shirt behind me, let's do it, here we go. Here we go, we are the people, we are the passion. Oh my God, guys, we have a lot to talk about tonight. It's our way, the highway. It's always been our way, the highway. Of course, well, I'm all over the world. I'm all over the States tonight. I'm all over everywhere tonight. Of course, Sydney and Brisbane. The boys are from Sydney and Brisbane. Mr. Kenny Wilson from Sydney. And of course, Adam Pace from Brisbane. My God, guys, it's the three state. We should call this the state of origin. State of origin, guys. That's what it sounds like right now. Kenny, the other thing I'll ask you is, Kenny, your dear Olympic, they won. They won, Kenny.
They did win. Yes, they were. I watched the game. I don't know. I mean, I know everyone's ranting and raving about the penalty, but I don't know. His arms are at his side.
I saw that.
It's not. They're not in an unnatural position when you don't shut the ball down. So, and the guy shot against his arm. He hasn't stuck his arm out and sort of blocked it, in my opinion. So, but to be honest, mate, I think across the game, the 90 minutes, I think Olympic were the far better side. I don't think that's in doubt. But certainly they needed to win. They hadn't won. If they hadn't won that game, then probably next week against South Melbourne would have been a dead rubber.
As I say, see you later, alligator, but that might not happen. I tell you what, Adam, you were in the right prime position for everything there, mate. Here's the shirt behind you. Thank you, guys, at Morton City Excelsior for giving me the shirt. Beautiful shirt behind me. It's going to be a prop there for a long time. It's going to stay there for a while. Thank you. And you're wearing one too, by the way. You're wearing the home kit. Is that right?
I am. This is the home kit. So so we've got both kits for Morton City Excelsior on display tonight. But, But yes, look, it was an unlucky performance, I think, from Morton City. They were okay, but look, I think Sydney Olympic at the end of the day they probably deserved the 3 points. So just Morton City had their chances, they didn't take it. Look, the penalty, I thought it was a penalty, but I'm probably not the most objective person to ask about that. But also as well, I actually thought the big moment of the game was Jack Gibson's save at 1-0 on Davin Anderson. If Morton City scored that, I reckon they come over the top. But then 2 minutes later, they go the other end, Olympic, and they took their chance. And Michael Backus with the winner. In the end, Sydney Olympic take the chances and. That's football.
And of course, I mean, look, they can still make, both teams can still make second spot, Kenny. They can still make second spot, and they can. I mean, this week at South Melbourne, oh my God, you're playing there in Sydney at Jubilee Stadium. Who knows how many people are going to turn up, Kenny, as well,
Yeah, look, I think the reality is, I think 12 or 1,500 is probably going to be the mark. I could be wrong, but I think that's probably, we've got obviously, they've invited all the ex-players, etc., so there'll be a lot of us there. Yeah.
Well, I was, Adam, I was at Preston on Preston down, of course, down at Preston down there on Friday night. Boy, it was great weather, fantastic weather. But, mate, honestly, 4,831. Not bad. They should have more, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah. With Avondale, it was a draw. It was a tough game, and of course, and also watching the Olympic game, at Perry Park. That wasn't a very good crowd either. How many did you think was there?
The final count was 1,048, and again, a lot of talk up here about the 12 p.m. local time kickoff. It was a stinking hot day, stinking humid day, and you saw the storms have rolled in later in the day, which actually might have been actually not a bad thing given what came through at about 4 o'clock. But again, also as well, not that it really makes a difference, but just from a notable point of view, it did actually clash as well with the Brisbane Roars A-League game over in Wellington, which again, it probably wouldn't have made that much a difference. I think maybe the difference between 1,500 and 1,000, which for modern City talking to the club, they were probably banking on about 1,000 as well. Like you're right. It's like, and that's not from like it's trying. It's just it seems to be something that's across the league at the moment. The Australian Championship, it's a good concept, but it's just not resonating with the mainstream, like a casual fan at the moment. Like the supporters and good old supporters are getting out there, but they're the diehards. They're the ones that are going to show up, rain, hail, shine, or anything else.
Tell me,
is that the Australian Championship is not capturing the imagination of casual fans, or even Russell and A-League, even Eurosnobs as we call them. It seems to be the local community, and that's it. So that's where I think the crowd numbers have been very disappointing.
I just got to say, apologise. It was 5,301, of course, down at Preston, that's a reasonable crowd actually. And of course,
that's good. That's good.
That's very good. And of course, I went to Heidelberg and South Hobart. Not a very good game in the weather. I mean, it was raining. It was raining right through the whole game. It was torrential rain. I couldn't believe the ground was holding up so well. I spoke to one of the officials, got an interview with him. That's coming on very shortly on this show. But that weather it was just terrible. There was no I was the only media guy there in independent media there. The others hadn't turned up. Who's going to turn up in that weather? I turned up. Well, I did what I did. There was a few little things that we did there, but that was 6-1. Honestly, 6-1. And I spoke to Ken Morton. And I did give him a bit of hope, saying, Ken, I said to Ken Morton, I said, the weather's going to probably bring the team at par, actually, the weather, but no way did that do. 6 goals in the first half. 6 goals, Kenny, in the first half. And they got a consolation of 1 at the end. My God.
Yeah, I think Heidelberg just took the foot off the pedal, mate, to be honest. And I think the coaches probably went, you know what, I'll give a few boys a run.
And they did.
Just take it easy. We've got some big games coming up. And it was wet. Was that AstroTurf there, or was it?
No, that was top? Real. And one side of the pitch, it was proper grass. One side of the pitch was like a puddle there. And the ball just went whoop, stopped straight in the puddle as I was passing. And imagine if that was all there. And that's what I couldn't understand. Well, it was, they got about 600 people. I think it was fair enough to get sort of that crowd there for that sort of weather. But, you're talking, Adam, you're talking about stinker of a day on Sunday, or was it Sunday? Yeah. And we had a mongrel of a day, as they say in Melbourne. Monday, what do they say about Melbourne? Bad one day, worse the next? Yes, it was. It was a crazy thing. But, guys, welcome right now to Football Less. Of course, I've got an amazing guest with me, the owner of Racing Madrid West Preston. Armin, welcome to Football Less.
Thank you very much.
Of course, this is an amazing venue here today. What's happening with, of course, Gianluca, you know who we're talking about. Zambrotta's coming out as well. That's what's going to happen. So, of course, you're going to talk to us about the club. How did you get involved in the game at Racing Madrid West Preston?
Football has always been my sport since I was in high school. So I started playing. Well, as in your childhood, you have no idea where you're going to end up one day. So football is where I started. I played for my school. Then obviously I was growing up, so I started getting involved with different clubs. Community level first, so started with community levels football. Started with a club with maybe 10 members. Then we expanded and made it to around 500 members, if I'm not wrong.
Yes.
So that's where it all started, community level. Then we realized there's a little bit of a void in Australia when it comes to soccer.
So there is something about Racing Madrid. It's a parent club overseas of course, in Spain. Tell us about that one.
So Racing Madrid is a club which was established in 1914. I think during the World War years, 1930s, they went a bit broke because obviously money problems during the war. So we brought it back to life in 2022. My partner, majority partner, Steve Najjar, he is a Canadian, played for the Canadian soccer team, passionate about football. So he brought it back to life in 2022 with Maurice Peniello. They obviously did some magic there, brought it back to life. And we have plans now to expand into other countries and promote the club from Tercera level in Spain to La Liga. So that's where we want to go by 2030, 2031. That's what the plan is.
So you're looking at the overseas stuff as well. That's what you're trying to do right now.
I'm more focused in Australia. So my main focus is to get kids from Australia to the Mecca of football, which is Europe. So we have pathways for Aussie kids to play in elite level soccer in Europe. So it could be Italy. We have a few players going to Italy next month. So we're going to Italy. We're taking kids to Spain. We're trying to make pathways through EPL via JPL. So that starts in February next year. So so there are different pathways. I mean, China is coming up.
Oh yes.
So there's opportunities there. We're getting setting up a club in Malaysia as we speak, in Kuala Lumpur, Singapore, South Korea. So our aim is to get kids from wherever in the world to Europe or wherever they want to be.
Yeah, and I've been out to your facility. So much, you've got so much space there, so many things you can do there.
Right.
Your club rooms will be improved, as I've heard as well. Is that right?
Yes. So we'll be improving our club facilities. Joe, our president, local president here in West Preston. So we have a feeder club in Melbourne, West Preston. So we call it Racing Madrid West Preston. Joe is our president there. He's been with dealing with community clubs for over 40 years.
Yes.
So we're trying to upgrade the facilities. We're in touch with Darabin Council. We're trying to upgrade the facilities so we can make the club bigger, stronger. But as you know, the local governments, it takes a bit of time.
It's a lot of work to do with local governments, and also the JPL. You guys getting involved with the JPL, and Joe's the state coordinator as well.
Yep.
That's an amazing achievement to be able to start a brand new competition. Which, of course, I've spoken to Mel Wilkes as well, and he's the coordinator of it in Australia. So it's really exciting times for you guys to get involved, and of course, like you said, you're taking kids overseas too. So how many kids, I know you mentioned, but how many kids so far are you taking overseas?
I think last year we took an under 16 and under 18 team, 40 teams, 40.
That's amazing.
Corrected. So I think we are the only club in Australia that participates in the league tournament. We take another 3 teams this year. Last year, number-wise, we took around, I think, anywhere between 200 to 300 kids, but that's from all over the world. Around 20, 30 from Australia. So our target is to take anywhere between 30 to 50 kids a month.
That's a month. A month. That is a massive turnover of kids. That means you got so many talented kids that shouldn't really stay in the country if they're talented. They're only at one level here.
Yes.
Where then you go overseas, you've got a very different level, and they're playing with kids who are more sort of a higher standard, which means when they come back, you're talking about, wow, what's happened here? The training over there would be absolutely amazing than JPL.
Yeah, that's what the plan is. As you can appreciate, kids in, for example, South America, they've got a football gene, right? So they're born with the sport. So if in Australia, kids from here, when they go play, kids from Argentina, they play kids from Spain. It's a different football. It's a different way of football. So what we want to do is we want to make Australia into a football powerhouse, the way we are in rugby and cricket, and other sports. So that's what we're trying to do. Give our kids an opportunity to go and play at the world level.
And there, basically, what I would like to say is there one kid you actually could tell us about that's actually making something overseas right now? Is there any kids that you got over there that you could bring up?
I can bring up 2. So we got one kid right here, Khan. He's 17, Turkish origin. He goes to Spain next year. He's been selected for the tertiary level. He's only 17.
Yes.
So, sky's the limit for him. The second example I could give him is Stefan. Ironically, it's Joe's
son,
younger son.
I've met him, yes.
So he is going to Italy as a goalkeeper.
Amazing.
So yeah, 2 examples right there.
So you've got kids already
Charity
going.
begins at home. So
Exactly. And what I'd like you to say something to your community as well before we finish.
Our community. Look, my background is Indian, so as you would know, we are a very cricketing nation.
I know. I'm a cricketer too. Don't worry. I know exactly.
Of course, like in Australia, we play soccer 6 months or AFL 6 months, and cricket season now. So cricket is a beautiful sport. I love the game. But I'm more passionate about football. I want my fellow countrymen, my kids from India being given a chance to go play at the elite level. So if there's any Indian Australians listening to me, come join us. We have a platform for every Australian kid from every community.
That's fantastic. So the only way is up for the game in Australia with you guys at the Junior Premier League as well getting involved, and Mel Wilkes and of course Joe as well.
Yes.
So thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And we're going to hear a lot of things in the next few months. Believe me, I know that for a fact. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome right now to Football. Of course, I'm down here at Geneseo Stadium. Boy, it's an amazing game. I call this the Battle of Melbourne. Of course, we're cooking Avondale FC versus Preston Lions today, guys, down here for the Australian Championship. Of course, what's happening here right now is I'm calling this like that famous Prime Minister Winston Churchill, the Battle of Melbourne. Of course, it's like how we used to say, we'll fight them on the pitches, we'll fight them in the air, we'll fight them in the goals. My God, guys, that's what's going to happen today right here at Geneseo Stadium. And these are the 2 teams. This is the Melbourne derby of the Australian Championship. So let me just say right now, is that there were also finals. They were also in the finals of Football Victoria. So don't forget, this is going to be a replay of the finals as well, guys. So don't forget, I'll be back shortly with some things online, of course, some highlights of the game and everything going to be showing up on TV as well. So back shortly. Thank you. Welcome everyone right now to Noi Restaurant here right now. We're talking to Preston Boy. We've got an amazing gentleman here right now, all the way from Italy, of course, an amazing gentleman who's actually was a World Cup player, a professional from Italy, Gianluca ZAMBROTTA. Welcome.
Hello, thank you very much.
How are you? Welcome. I tell you what, I have never in my life actually interviewed a more professional player than this gentleman here. Okay, it's an amazing day for me. So it's a good thing for the Football Less show. Football Less, that's our show. And let me tell, I want to ask some few little things. Como, Bari, Juventus, Barcelona, AC Milan, Chiasso, Delhi Dynamos. Can you tell me about the Delhi Dynamos, the last frontier of the game? Can you tell me, please, if you understand what I just said?
Ma Delhi Dynamos come allenatore, però non come giocatore.
He was coaching the team, not as a player.
Absolutely amazing, an amazing place to play football or soccer, how we call it in Australia as well. But also, you played for the Italian, of course, a lot of clubs. I'm going to say the Italian under-21s, assistant coach at Juan.
Suning.
Yes, and of course, you played 98 times for Italy.
Yes.
Absolutely. What a career you had. You played at some World Cups as well.
He won the World Cup.
He won the World Cup. Well, tell us about the World Cup, please.
2006 in Germany.
2006. That's the one where Australia. Oh, I'm not going to say nothing. I'm not going to say nothing because he was there. So we know what to understand. Boy, Australia gave you a good game there. Australia was a good team at that time.
Yeah.
First time ever qualified in 32 years. 32 years, can you tell him?
In 32 anni.
32 years, first time in 32 years I played the World Cup Australia.
Australia è prima volta in 32 anni che hanno giocato la Coppa Mondiale.
Del 2006?
2006, sì.
No, è stata la partita quella con l'Australia, è stata una partita molto ottavi di finale, una partita molto difficile, molto dura.
Very hard game.
Vinta al 94esimo su rigore. Quindi
Amazing game, an amazing game. What a game that was, unbelievable. I was there watching, but of course the penalty came, and there was a penalty. That's all. You can't say nothing. You cannot argue with the referee. That's the referee. That's
in
it.
Italia si dice quando l'arbitro fischia è rigore.
What did he say?
He says in Italy we say when the referee blows the whistles it's a penalty.
That's it. No more. That's it. Finito la musica. Finito la musica. That's it. Woof, woof. That's it. Beautiful. But the thing is, I tell you what. You've come to Australia, of course. You're doing the opening today, or the launch, of course. West Preston, Madrid, Racing Madrid. It's a pleasure having you here. Of course, you're going to be on TV in the next few days too. We'll let everybody know as well. So he was at training this morning. You were training this morning, training with the kids. How did you feel looking at the Australian kids training and looking at their skills?
Come ti sentivi oggi? Come ti sentivi oggi vedendo i ragazzi allenandosi? Come ti sentivi?
Ma è stata una bella emozione, una bella sensazione, perché stare sul campo con i ragazzi è sempre una cosa molto, molto bella, e dare la possibilità comunque di dare appunto consigli su come eventualmente affrontare lo sport e il calcio nella vita. Secondo me può essere utile a loro per la loro crescita. Poi grazie chiaramente all'aiuto di Morris e grazie all'aiuto di Racing Madrid, credo che c'è la possibilità anche di far crescere tecnicamente questi ragazzi.
Has he been to Australia before? You've been before here?
Questa è la seconda volta, perché la prima volta sono stato nel 2000, 25 anni fa, per le Olimpiadi a Sydney, Adelaide e Melbourne.
Absolutely. So how do you like Australia? How you like Australia?
No, è una terra meravigliosa l'Australia, soprattutto perché credo che ritrovare tanti italiani, tanta gente italiani che sono venuti tantissimi anni fa qui, sono emigrati qui, credo che sia per un italiano è sempre bello vedere la gioia negli occhi di questi migranti, quindi per me è una gioia immensa.
It's amazing that he went to. I just want to ask him about Delhi Dynamos. What was it like in India? Because that is where the money, plenty money in India. How did he feel over there training them in India, doing the work?
Calcio indiano.
No, è stata la mia seconda esperienza da allenatore.
It was his first experience as a coach.
Ed è stata 4 mesi a Nuova Delhi.
In New Delhi.
Abbiamo girato in 4 mesi quasi tutta l'India. Ed è stata un'esperienza meravigliosa secondo me, perché alla fine facevo un po' come il general manager in Inghilterra.
General manager in England, you know.
Absolutely
amazing. È stata una bellissima esperienza.
Very beautiful experience.
So this is an amazing day to see you here.
Thank you.
What is going to happen? Is he going to get out to see some games, some A-League games? Is he going out to see anything?
No, he'll be back in February for further training camps, and he'll most likely to understand Australian football and how we can develop the academy.
What about his future basically being coming to Australia and doing something here? Do you think he could do something here? Maybe coach?
Pensi che potresti fare qualcosa e lavorare in Australia o?
No, perché no? Mai dire mai.
L'Australia
è una grande opportunità.
It's a great opportunity, Australia.
È un paese che
country that
che accoglie tutti, quindi questa che è già una cosa meravigliosa, dà l'opportunità a tutti di poter fare qualcosa, quindi perché no?
So why not? You don't know.
And also being one of the biggest clubs in the world, Barcelona. Oh, big, bigger than the supporters in and Maradona being the Maradona. I know Messi, Maradona, the biggest players in the world. You played with Messi? Yes.
With Messi.
Oh my God, this is amazing, guys! You're seeing something here. Information from a player who's actually played with Messi. Can you tell us what Messi's all about? What is he like as a person?
Come persona.
No, credo che come giocatore sia il più grande talento che ci sia stato, insomma, negli ultimi, dopo Maradona, il più grande talento dopo Maradona, e poi come persona, grande persona, umile ragazzo alla mano, come si dice. Quindi quando io ero a Barcellona lui era un ragazzo giovane, aveva 20 anni. Quindi era...
And then you would have played against Ronaldo as well? Yes?
Cristiano Ronaldo?
Yes.
Sì, ho giocato contro quando lui giocava al Manchester United e quando giocava al Real Madrid.
What a career he's had. An amazing career. This is the biggest player I have ever interviewed in the world. I have interviewed players, but Joe, you've got me embarrassed, Joe. Joe. So the thing is, amazing to meet you. Amazing to meet you too. Guys, this is something you're going to see very shortly again in Australia. When he comes to Australia, we would love to see him again and get him to talk to us. Is that able to happen?
And his English will be better by then, and your
yes. Muchos, I say in español. Muchas gracias, señor.
Grazie mille.
Grazie mille.
Thanks, guys.
Ciao.
This is amazing. Thank you, guys, for joining us on Football Less today. Thank you. Hi, guys. Right now on Football Less, of course, you know, we kind of like in all sorts of weather in Victoria and whatever. And got John Gipsitas here. Of course, look, he's one of the board members, and John, today's a very special day, but we didn't expect this, did we?
Well, you expect the unexpected when it comes to the Olympic Village, and particularly with home games here. The weather's never really been kind to us, apart from those finals games at Lakeside, where the weather really turned it on. But yeah, it looks like the Tasmanians have brought their Tasmanian weather with them here for this one. It should be an interesting clash.
So the thing about this is that the other thing about you guys is you haven't had a break all year. Is that right? No break.
It's been a long season, a very long season indeed, and it seems like it's never going to end. But the quest is on. We're chasing some more silverware. There's still lots of games to play here in the Australian Championship, and as long as the team's winning, the season can go on forever as far as we're concerned.
So the thing about this is probably John and Associates, the coach today, would have to make a few little changes. I don't know whether he can make changes and put players who are lower to the ground or how he's going to handle this, but you probably know yourself, being in the game for so long. Has there always been changes in this sort of weather?
Well, I think if you'd spoken to John, he'd probably say something to the effect of the weather's going to have the same impact on both teams. So I think both teams will account for the weather. Should be an interesting game. I don't think anyone's going to be able to play the game they would have wanted to play, but of course they're going to have to play the game that the conditions warrant.
And so the thing about this is that the Souvlakis are still here. People need to come here. Is that right? They need to come here, support their club. I mean, you guys have been the most successful club outside of the A-League, and it is true, isn't it?
Well, I think the form certainly suggests that. The Australia Cup run certainly suggests that. And talking about the food, I think you can ask anyone in Victorian football and they'll probably tell you that it's the best Souvlaki in Victorian football here at the Olympic Village, so you'd be mad not to come here for a feed.
But one thing about that is, why didn't you guys have Souvlaki at Lakeside, mate?
Well, we don't manage the venue, unfortunately, Harry, so at the Olympic Village, the Souvlaki's on. You can smell, I'm sure, even yourself from here in the stand. We've got the boys cooking the skewers here in the food station here in the stand as well, so definitely a great day for a feed.
And so people say, you know, it's wet weather, we can't turn up. But the thing is, it's a winter sport, isn't it? It's always going to be a winter sport until we get this competition into more summer like. So what are you guys looking at for next season? This is going to happen. Are they going to push it through as a, they've always said about a home and away. So have you guys, we need to push at home and away. You can't just have this sort of like times and things and the 1 o'clock start and everything. How do you feel about that?
Well, I think the decisions are made by the powers that be, Harry. So I think for us as a football club, what we want to do is we want to be competitive in every competition that we play in. Now, whether that be a home and away format or a Champions League style format, we just want to play football. We want to win games. We want to bring trophies here back to the Olympic Village, and I think some of those decisions are probably for others.
And basically to say things like, I've been watching the games as well, John, and I've been going to Avondale. We did some stuff in Avondale. They're very strong. You don't play Avondale, of course. The four group situation, I mean, how do you feel about the four group situation?
Well, look, I think, this competition is, from where it's come from and how it's evolved to what it is today, I mean, it's not quite what we expected, but I think the groups of four, I suppose, probably give everyone a bit of a chance to have some competitive games and then head into the quarterfinals, semi-finals. It's probably not a bad setup for the quality of teams that we've got across the country at the moment, and I'm sure the cream's going to rise to the top.
And so the other thing is that there was only one Victorian derby, and that was on Friday night at Preston. I saw the only derby, and you know what I call that game? You're going to laugh at this. I call it the Battle of Melbourne. Nobody promoted it as the Battle of Melbourne. I did stuff like that. So this is funny, isn't it? I mean, couldn't they have had sort of like another team in there from Melbourne to make it more interesting? But they've spread everybody out, but they've only left like Preston and, of course, Preston and Avondale now. But we don't have really a derby here in this group, do we?
Not in the group stages yet, no. And the scheduling, I think, has probably not been ideal. We saw a couple of weeks ago there was all the Melbourne teams playing in Melbourne on the same weekend, all the Sydney teams playing in Sydney on the same weekend. So I think Football Australia will certainly be looking at that. And let's not forget, this is the inaugural year of this competition. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of learnings that the Football Australia will take out of this inaugural season and look to make some improvements going into next year.
And today, South Hobart, I mean, have a look at it. The rain hasn't stopped, John. I'm looking at the ground right now as I turn around there. Are we going to play today? Is the referee going to make a decision? I mean, look, you've got to play. You're playing at group stages. I mean, you wouldn't really want to get 1 point each, would you?
Well, look, it is Melbourne, Harry, so we don't know what the weather's going to do in the next hour. We don't know what it's going to do in the next half an hour. So the rain is coming down pretty heavily. It's quite torrential out there. I'm sure the referee will look at it. They'll inspect the pitch. They'll have a look at the radar and make the appropriate decision.
People, you need to support your club, because if you really want a second-tier competition, national competition, you really need to support this, because we understand the weather's been really bad today, but still look at the coverage. You've got plenty of coverage, you've got plenty of car parks. And what would you say to everyone coming out today?
I'd like to commend everyone who makes the effort to come out today here to the Olympic Village on a day where the weather's certainly not being kind to us. I think it's amazing, the coverage and the SBS deal has been really well received in this competition. In the NPL, obviously, we've got the games live streamed on YouTube, and that's terrific to be able to watch the game from anywhere you are, at home or around the world for that matter. But as a grassroots club, and I think as a football fan, as a football supporter, you can't beat the experience of actually being here in the stands, watching the action nice up close. So the message to everyone that is coming is well done, and we look forward to receiving you here at the Olympic Village. To everyone who's watching at home, enjoy the coverage, but perhaps next time the game gets scheduled, make sure you're here.
And that was a schedule on, of course, John, I was at the game on, of course, on Friday night. They scheduled at 7:35. I said, wow, people turned up to the game because it was scheduled at that time. Have you guys spoken to Football Australia, or has it got something to do with the SBS coverage? How does that work?
I'm not too sure. I think, certainly Football Australia and SBS would probably be the two key drivers around the scheduling. As you said, probably some of the games, 1 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon or a Sunday as it is today, probably not ideal for the football fan, but I'm sure there's a reason behind it. And at the end of the day, I think if you want to watch a football match, you'll be able to get there.
The other thing I will ask you guys is, you've got a lot of things happening here at you're redeveloping your ground. There's things happening here. It's amazing that a lot of money's been put into the ground by the council. How do you feel that they're putting all this money? You've got all the other stuff happening on the other side. So where are you at with this stuff at the moment?
Well, as you can see, there's some civil works happening at the moment, and that's something that our board has been really driving and quite passionate about. Look, it's all about providing facilities for the game to improve and to grow, to be able to improve the match day experience for these senior men's games. But let's not forget that we have quite a successful senior women's program and a junior boys, junior girls program as well. So these facilities are all about building on what we have and I suppose underpinning the success of the club, being really driving and quite passionate about. Look, it's all about providing facilities for the game to improve and to grow, to be able to improve the match day experience for these senior men's games, but let's not forget that we have quite a successful senior women's program and a junior boys, junior girls program as well. So, these facilities are all about building on what we have and I suppose underpinning the success of the club in its future.
I tell you what, the way up is up for Heidelberg United. I remember many years ago when I was a kid, Fitzroy United. Were you a kid at the time too, Fitzroy United? You were a little kid. You might not have been at there, but I remember very well down at Fitzroy there, the ground, the historical part of Fitzroy United starting there. The players you used to have, my God, Gary Cole, Kenny Taylor, I could go forever, Jim Tansey. I mean, do you get these guys down here?
We do. In fact, there's a bit of a celebration happening today. It's the anniversary of our 1980 championship. So we've got a lot of those guys coming down. They'll be in the VIP room at the other end of the stadium today. And it really is terrific for the club culture to be able to embrace that history and have these guys here with us to enjoy the success that we're having here at the moment for an audience.
And so the other thing about this, one of your people down there, Tollis, of course, Smokerudis, he's a Queenslander, I'm a Queenslander. You got Queenslanders here today too, you got Tasmanians. It's a real multicultural, today, really multicultural for the game people over Australia. So you've also got one guy who's coming here today, what I've heard, Ken Morton. The name Ken Morton, does that ring you a bell? No, he coached during the NSL period. Have you spoken to him at all?
I've only just arrived here today myself, so I haven't spoken to him, but I'm sure I'll catch up with him at some point later on today.
And his one of his sons is Max Clark, and guess who he is? He's the coach. I mean, he's one of his sons, and of course he's the coach. Ken was coaching last year at 80 years of age or something, or 70 something, and so he gave it to one of his one of his sons, and of course that's a bit of a reunion here today. I'm hoping to see Ken later on or talk to him, whatever. But have a look at the weather, mate. I mean, look, it doesn't really matter what sort of weather it is. You've got the facilities here for people to sit down, watch a game in comfort. What do you say to everyone today? Please turn up.
Yeah, look, absolutely. It's going to be an interesting spectacle. We've got lots of undercover space here at the Olympic Village, so you might get a few drops of rain on you as you make your way into the stand, but once you're here, it's going to be a terrific experience, and it should be a really interesting, entertaining game that we see here today.
Well, John, good luck today, of course. You guys are the favourites, and to tell you the truth, they've brought their weather here. They've brought their 12th man. I don't think it'll make a difference, but thank you very much, John. Once more, thank you for joining me, and thanks, guys. Thank you for John for coming on, guys. I'll be back very shortly. Thank you. Let's all get in here and get in the picture and see if we can talk to some people. Now, who's going to talk to me, guys? I love that flag. This flag's fantastic. Tell me about Heidelberg. What do you like about Heidelberg?
Playing there.
Did you play there?
Yeah.
Where do you play?
Under 11s.
Fantastic. And are you scoring goals? Yeah. Fantastic. And yourself, you playing as well?
I don't play for Heidelberg yet, but hopefully next year.
Fantastic. I love the flag. I love I would like to ask you who's signed, but there's too many to ask.
All of the players fantastic. And some of the coaches.
And I want to talk to somebody over here. Come over here. Are you the leader of the pack?
No.
Come over here. Tell me about you guys. How many years? Hang on, I'm going to see if you're in here. You are? That's fine. Just want to know, how long have you been here?
Probably the last 12 years.
Gee, you must have grown up right through the system.
Yeah, I started as a player in the junior system.
Fantastic.
And just fell in love with the club. Now I coach here.
Gee.
And yeah, we just got it.
Who are you coaching? What age group?
Under 15s.
Fantastic. Gee, you must be a good coach, mate.
Yeah,
the power, mate. I love these colours. And what about yourself? You've been a supporter for many years.
Yeah, look, we've been supporting the club since I was probably this guy's age, 11 years old. Coming here in the 80s and 90s for the NSL, which was much better than the, NPL.
The A-League, or don't talk about the A-League.
Yeah, we won't talk about the A-League. So we're all playing at the club.
This guy here's hiding.
He's hiding.
Come over here, talk to me.
Up the burgers, you know what I mean? Competition's ours.
And yourself, now, how do you feel? Mate, honestly, when I was at Lakeside a few weeks ago, I said to myself, please, Heidelberg, win. You know what I'm saying, don't you?
Yeah.
That game, what I saw in that game, the Japanese boy, what's his name?
Asai.
Yeah, and he broke that offside trap. Remember, he came to the line. My God, he just scored that goal. would have changed that whole game.
Would have changed the whole game.
That's it, and you guys would have been through there. Imagine your guys playing in Asia. Can
That
you
was-
imagine that?
The 2 penalties.
Oh, well. Come and tell us about the 2 penalties. No, we can talk about this.
Don't
no
be
problem.
shy. Don't be shy.
I'll
Come on,
I'll
guys.
tell Channel 31. Those 2 penalties would have changed the game.
Oh, my
right?
word.
Especially the second one.
Wasn't there one very early in the game?
Oh, that was very early in the game.
That's
yeah,
right.
And then the second one in the second half.
Fantastic.
So, all these things make a difference. But hey, we made the
You
final.
made the finals.
We made the club proud.
I spoke to one of your board members before, and I said to him that you are the best club outside of the A-League. But you are.
At the moment, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there's a lot more things happening for this competition. Now, I want to ask some of you guys, would you prefer this to be home and away rather than this? Home and away, the Australian Championship?
That'll be nice.
But that's what they were concentrating in the first place, wasn't to be home and away. So, tell me, to see the truth, I spoke to someone in Sydney and talking about the other games in Sydney, and I said, there'll be six goals before half-time. What is it?
It's 6.
I was right.
Yeah.
Mate, you're going to get another, I think you're going to get another 4 or 5 more.
We want double digits.
And a cricket score, you mate. And the thing about this is, this guy's hiding again. Why are you hiding?
I'm not hiding, mate.
Why are you hiding? Another one's hiding behind me. Who are they hiding? Come over here. Come on, give me this Heidelberg thing here. Give me this. Tell me like you're all here right now. Come on, do it. Do it. Be animated, boys. Do it. Up. Guys, right now we've got one of the biggest supporters of South Melbourne, Nick the Greek. Welcome, Nick the Greek.
Thank you. How are
That
you?
is Adam over there.
Nick.
How are you?
And of course, Stefan there. Boy. Now, let me tell you, mate, how many years have you been coming to South Melbourne?
Since the 90s.
The 90s?
Wow.
In the cell days.
Oh, they got a seat for you in there with your name on it, I'd
No,
say.
they haven't yet.
Mate, and they should have that there,
They
mate.
should,
You should have Nick's Corner. Nick's Corner
should
there.
have a Nick's Corner.
You got Nick's Corner. So today is a big day for South Melbourne.
Yes,
Can
it
you
is.
tell us about it?
Well, it's a big game. We have to win today so we can finish on top this year.
So
So we can make the finals.
So what we're going to say, this guy has been a legend here, mate, absolute legend, and of course Stefan is a legend. And who are you looking at today? Are you looking at some certain player that you like?
Yes, I'm looking at the new players like Oliver. He played last week.
Oliver who?
He played last week.
Laval?
Yes.
Laval?
And Max Nicola.
Oh, another Queensland. He should be. Hang on. He should be wearing that shirt today, mate. That's the shirt he should be wearing.
he should not.
Max
No, he should
Max
not.
Mikola.
And the new striker he got from the Heights.
Yes.
Manny.
Manny Aguirre.
Manny as well.
You
Really?
want to have a look at something? Do you want to have a look at something, Nick?
That's his shirt.
Manny
That's his shirt,
Aguirre.
by the way. That's his actual shirt.
game-worn
That's right.
shirt here.
Yes. So that's the thing. So the thing is,
I'm going to ask him one question.
Ask
sorry.
him questions,
What
boys.
about Yuki Uchida?
You could he played good last week.
He was unreal
He was
last week. You
unreal
can't
last
not
week,
forget
yes.
about him.
He was
Kitchen from
good
there
last
on
week.
Thunder.
Yes,
Come on.
yes, he was good last week. He played very good. And Bernardo played good.
He did. As always,
And
Bernardo is Bernardo.
Lopez top keeper.
Hey?
Lopez is the top keeper.
He's the only top keeper.
The funny thing about Banana, some people call him Banana.
Banana, yes.
It's true. What? Hey, banana. They scream banana. Is it true?
Yes, that's true.
Unbelievable. He's a very tough player.
Nick's probably screaming banana.
Yeah,
He does. Banana. When you say banana, you say banana.
But people don't pronounce his name properly. It's Nahuel Bonada.
Exactly.
Banana.
You spoke like a real Latin person then. Unbelievable.
Banana.
But the thing is, we
doesn't
need to get Nick. We need to get Nick in Brisbane at the return game up there. And of course, we've got to get you in Brisbane.
In Brisbane.
Yeah.
That's a big call.
What do you think? I want to ask you a question. When they played Olympic last week, what did you think, Nick?
Oh, it was the top game. Top. I reckon the best game ever South played.
Really?
Really?
This year, yes.
Oh, this year?
This year, I reckon the best game South Melbourne's ever played.
Do you reckon it's up there higher than the Doherty Cup final against Heidelberg
Yes, it
United?
was, yes,
you
yes,
reckon?
yes,
Oh, okay.
So what do you think the return game at to Sydney Olympic at Jubilee Stadium in Sydney?
South Melbourne win by 2-0.
And guess what happened before? Tell us what happened before. What you had there on your phone?
Yeah, guess what? Sydney Olympic went down
again
to Broadmeadow Magic 3-2. So breaking news: Broadmeadow Magic, who went down last week to Moreton City Excelsior. What a way to fire back! Shocking for Sydney Olympic, by the way, for a team who I had high expectations of actually getting out through the group stage. The two Greek teams I had coming out. That's shocking for a team that finished 7th in NPL New South Wales, going down to Broadmeadow Magic up in northern New South Wales. That's a shocking result for me.
It's looking good for Moreton, huh?
It almost becomes a free hit this afternoon, which I actually think might benefit Moreton City, where I guess they can loosen the chains a little bit rather than just sort of trying to play for that point. So that could be a very, very interesting development that with Sydney Olympic going down. Also, as well, it's going to make them desperate when they come to Brisbane to Perry Park for Moreton City season opener next week.
Let me just say one thing about this. The coach of Labano Haliti, they've been trying to get rid of him for a long time now. And this is real, and he's connected with the Central Coast Mariners, if you know that.
It's going to be very, very interesting because that's the big rumour is that's why they stuck the interim tag on Warren Moon.
Warren Moon?
Queenslander, great former Brisbane Royal coach. Know him very, very well. Now, I wish him all the best in that. But again, if Labano Haliti's in trouble Olympic, how long will this interim tag last? It's a very, very interesting dynamic at the moment with Sydney Olympic, Central Coast Mariners, and that may be the domino that flips all over.
And let me just say one thing about the Olympic supporters. They will do him like you wouldn't believe on social media. You've got no idea the things he said a few months ago on social media about the Greek background of the team. I don't want to go into that. That's all politics. But they're going to give it to him. You watch what happens. We're looking at being up there at that game, the return game up there. We'll see what happens between South Melbourne and, of course, Olympic up there. Let me tell you, Nick, today, do you think that South Melbourne will lose?
No, they'll win today.
He shafted the question up differently.
You're going to say that, will you?
South Melbourne's
you read my mind. You read my mind.
South Melbourne win 2-0.
How do you know that?
Because we're going to play better today.
Oh my God, mate!
What about last week though? Because last week was a game and a half.
Yes, it was a game and a half. But this week, Max Nicola, the Queensland boy, is going to score.
So what happens if they lose today?
It'll be disappointing.
Is that all?
Yes.
Are you going to scream? Are you like Esteban Quintas when South Melbourne dies, a piece of you dies as well?
Yes, it does.
You should have heard him.
Are you allowed to? Can you sleep during the week?
No,
I don't.
He can't. He got no idea what happens. Mate, he rings me up. He rings me up to 2 o'clock in the morning, mate. He rings me. He said, "I'm going to jump off the bridge." No, you're not, you bloody idiot. I said to him, "I'm not going to jump off the bridge." You tell him. He wasn't jump off a bridge, mate. I saved his life, mate. It's true. It's all true.
He did.
It's true. Mate, South Melbourne is his life. There's nothing else. Is that right?
Yes, it is.
Mate, Nick, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
And of course, the boys, thank you for joining me with Nick the Greek, the number one. You should be the number one ticket holder. The number one ticket holder, mate.
You should come down with the flares.
No.
Hey, he's the one who passed them to the fence. So, no.